What's up, y'all? Kilo Nels here. Building strong legs. Leg day. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're getting back used to squatting with the power bar. Y'all seen my past videos. I'm always squatting with either the Duffalo bar, the cambered bar, the SSB, the safety squat bar. I don't have as many options for specialty bars at this gym, but it's all good. Still gotta make it work, and we're gonna make it work. So instead of me doing low bar like I would normally do, since it's a straight power bar and I don't want to put too much pressure on my joints, my wrists, elbows, and shoulders, I'm gonna do high bar, and I'm gonna continue to do high bar until I feel like my shoulder mobility is up to the point to where I can do it with the low bar and it won't affect my bench press training. So in the meantime, high bar it is. And if anything, it's just going to make me even stronger, because high bar is a much more challenging squat than low bar. So it's all about pushing yourself and making things work regardless of where you at. So I worked up to about 501 pounds and I got sets of 3 pauses. But what I did was I kept my break time super short, anywhere from 45 seconds to 1 minute, and got right back to work. Now this was very humbling. I'm a big squatter. My best squat is about 815 pounds. I squatted 800 plus many times. So for me to be starting off with just 500 with the high bar squat, I know I have a long ways to go to get to where I used to be. But it's all good. That's the fun part. That's the fun part, is starting over from ground zero and building everything back up. And that's how you build your confidence. Knowing even though you might not be at the point you was, but you can always get back there with dedication, that discipline, and that hard work. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do everything we got to do to get my squat back up over 800 pounds. And we're going to do it with me being at 36 years old, man. I'm no spring chicken. But I'm going to show y'all can still get stronger no matter the age. Age is nothing but a number, baby. We can still get stronger the older we get. Now, next up, I got the leg press. This was my first time using the leg press at this gym, and I like this one. This one seems to be a little more inverted than other leg presses I've dealt with in the past, because it felt good and it felt like it was very challenging without having to load up too much weight. The angle was perfect, and every time I do it, I want to try something different by moving my feet placement a little higher, move it more narrow, move it wider. We're going to try all types of feet placement so we can get the most out of this leg press. So right here we did 3 sets of 12. Normally when I'm doing my accessory movements, I like doing anywhere from 12 to 15 reps. Getting the hypertrophy work in is key for building those gains. You want to get big muscles and strong muscles. And this is how I do it. I'll train the power movements early, get my work in with that, and then after that, go straight to my bodybuilding / hypertrophy style training. I'm very quad focused on my squat days. I tend to hit the hamstrings and the glutes on my deadlift day. But on my squat day, of course we're going to still work the glutes and the hamstrings with the movements naturally, but I'm really focusing and targeting on the quads and also my abductors also. And then on my deadlift day, that's when I work with my posterior chain to bring it all in together. When doing leg press, try not holding the weight at the top too long with your knees locked out. That's going to put way too much pressure on your knees. And we got to keep the knees healthy so we can continue to build our squat up. Now next up was the plate loaded leg extension. I thoroughly enjoyed this extension better than the pin loaded. I feel like I can really overload the legs with the plates, and it doesn't feel like it's too much pressure on my knees. So this way, the muscle can get the most amount of work by loading up the most amount of weight. I got 3 sets of 12 here. This movement felt amazing, especially after hitting those squats and hitting that leg press. This was a nice break on my lower back and just focusing and targeting on my quads right here. After doing squats, that lower back's going to be a little bit tight. And most of the time, you'll still feel it when you're doing your leg press. So it felt really good being able to sit straight up and get some good leg extensions in. Now, after those leg extensions, we finished off the session with good girl, bad girl. Got those abductors in. Now, like I said before, this is great to build your squat. Because when you're building your squat and when you're squatting, you don't want to have your knees caving in. You want to open up as you're going down on your squat. And doing this movement is going to help build those muscles up so you don't feel like you're putting too much pressure on your hips as you're opening up at the bottom of your squat. Opening up at the bottom of your squat is going to help you hit depth way easier. If your hips are real tight and your knees are coming in, you're going to put so much pressure on your quads, you're not going to be able to drop your hips down and squat to the standard that we uphold. We're going to always squat up to the powerlifting standard. We're going to go below parallel, drop them hips below that knee every single time, all right? But that's how you get the full squat in. We're not going to cheat it. We're going to put the work in, all right? So Kilo Nails, I'm signing out. Leg day is over. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. Peace.